Happy New Year, beautiful people. Wishing you the most inspiring, healthy, and awakened year. May it bring you to a spiritual shelter where you lead with your heart, where you discover your true story, your most authentic story. I have been taking a pause since November of last year, and it has been a beautiful experience. It has been very eye-opening, challenging at times, definitely challenging. And I have promised myself to continue that slow momentum. For the ones of you that know me a little personally, I am and have been a squirrel my entire life. It's been a nickname, it's been my soul spirit animal, and it is very hard to pause. It is very hard to pause until you realize it's part of your purpose. So leading with my purpose today, I am opening a discussion, a story that hopefully will inspire you to look into your own personal story. As an artist and storyteller, my purpose in life is really to inspire creative transformations, and I see them in so many ways. It's incredible how bountiful our world, our existence, our individualities are. It's true miracle actually how the world keeps it together. You know, we are actually formed, but we are all these tiny little particles going around and doing their own thing in their own natural laws. Just thinking of the Big Bang or the creation of the world and how time just elapsed, and here we are today worrying about all these things that socio-political and family and friends bring to us. And your story is the most important thing, truly is, because your story takes a deep breath and pause before you can even start it. And I wonder, how often do you ask yourself, who am I? What am I here for? Am I happy? Am I true to myself through my relationships with friends and family, with my children, with my animals, with our pets? Am I doing what I truly love doing? If it wasn't for money, would I be doing the same thing that I'm doing today? I was so lucky last year for all the incredible breathwork and art experiences, but this year I'm so excited. We are starting a program with the Toronto Botanical Garden, a 6-month program where I will be offering once a month a breathwork experience that will be combined with storytelling and art practices for discovering that creative, transformative power within each one of you. I can only guide it. You are the master of it. But all of us ultimately are looking for a spiritual shelter, for connection, for love, for a healthier body, for a healthier mind and spirit. I know when I started my journey, although this word has been so commercialized, you know, words like journey, manifestation, energy, they've entered the domain through mass media, and they quickly, because they're so true, they're so relatable, they're so needed, they started being stripped by meaning. So I use them wisely, and I invite you to use them wisely. So a journey is something that we referred as life. It could also be seen as the act of looking for that spiritual shelter and love. And quite often it starts with a crisis, or it just happens in life that we are put in a position where we truly have to open our heart, no matter how harsh it is, no matter how painful it is. We have to come to truth. We have to come to the truth. The truth will ultimately set us all free. And your truth might not be my truth, but in my experience, we are the same. We're all human. We all have a heart and 2 eyes and a nose, and we were born to this world with a purpose, and we were born to experience the journey in life. And for me, mythology and stories through time and space that are not necessarily written narratives, some of them are visual, some of them were passed by oral tradition. They give us so much wisdom. They give us the overview effect of life and being a human in this beautiful world. And that overview effect is like the astronauts when they leave the Earth and they see her right there, pulsating. All of us being one. No gender, no race, no boundaries, no political acclamations. We're all one. One Earth, one living energy. And that energy has been here. That energy has existed since the Big Bang, since those first two particles met. And we're the stewards. We're the stewards of that story and of that energy. We are the co-creators. How amazing that is. How amazing it is that we're here sharing this moment together. So the awakening, which is the theme for January, is not just about our individual awakening. It's about our collective awakening. But that collective awakening starts from each one of us. And I find there's a lot of modalities. You can do yoga, you can pray, you can meditate, you can paint, you can write poems, you can sing, you can work with nature and the elements, you can do cold plunges, you can fast, you can be in service. There's so many ways for us to connect. And whatever it is on your agenda for this year, please don't rush it. You know, in January, we usually start with, we're head start, you know, we pushed. Last year, we survived the holidays. We expanded our waistline, perhaps. But have we expanded our horizons? Have we expanded our awareness? Are we really ready to rush into the new year? No, we're not. We're not. These are months that are meant for reflection. They're meant to build a solid foundation. So when your human experience, when our human condition challenges you, you have a safe refuge to go back to. And this could be bread, it could be breath, it could be art, it could be your family, it could be God. It could be time in nature, it could be your work. But do you have a solid foundation? Do you have an understanding of who you are? What are you doing here? Are you just like buzzing around and trying to fit some criterias and intentions and, you know, and doing these rituals? Are you mindful in every moment? Maybe not. It takes time. I'm not mindful in every moment. But when I catch myself and I'm like, okay, I'm mindful now. I'm mindful in my words. I'm mindful with my energy. I'm mindful with my commitment. I'm mindful with my truth. It doesn't matter what people think. If you think of all the stories, most of the heroes in human history, either real or fictitious, they were most of the times not liked. Most of the times the crowds would love them and then hate them the next moment. So our purpose in life is not to have that many followers or engagements or popular. It's not to be rich or skinny or buffed or muscular. It's to be healthy and kind and love. So to reach for that, to connect with it, we need to pause so we can see the path forward. So we can actually follow that intuition compass that lives within you. But we're too busy. We're distracted. We're distracted with media. We're distracted with news. We're distracted with all the problems and fears that exist. We're distracted by what society expects from us, right? Your career, the family that you need to have according to social norms. Even our gender nowadays has expectations. And I say, that's okay. That's okay. Let it be there. But it doesn't need to be yours. Letting it being there means no judgment to other people. Because we all live in the same environments, and we were shaped by our families and media and business. Our identities have been shaped by so many things that for anybody that claims that they have it all figured out, I would say, pause, really, really pause. Nobody has it figured out. Unless, of course, you are a being that has achieved that true connection with the universal light of existence and energy of existence, or God, as some may call it. So this January, I invite you, open your creative senses. Every creative pore of your body is supposed to be open in 2025. Let's reclaim those stories. Let's reclaim all of that you feel that you're lacking or you're not, you didn't get, and see it for all the opportunities that maybe it has created already in your life. You know, nothing is lost. Nothing is lost in the universe. For all these voices that we feel that they were not heard, and I like to use the witch hunt because it's such a stark example. So many women in particular were killed during the witch hunt, and 100 years later, people didn't even believe in witches anymore. Sorry, oops. But those voices are not lost. They live in the fabric of existence. They live in our genes. They live in who we are. They're part of our story, no matter what the popular narrative is telling you. We live in times of popularity bias. Social media algorithms, news, Hollywood, they all perpetuate this bias of popularity, of celebrity status, because that is their business model. But that shouldn't be our life model. Our life model, when we're at our most balanced form, is when our body, mind, and spirit are aligned. And this happens when we are finally in tune with our story, when we know how to connect with our breath, and when a challenge comes, we can take a deep breath and then think 1, 2, 3, and come from love. Even when you're attacked, even when people may not understand you. This is the key. This is the key to awakening, and then opening and opening. So when we awaken for a first time to something new, you're teaching your neurons, you're teaching your being, oh, that's something new. I will keep it. And then I'll build on top of that, because this feels good. It feels balanced. It feels like a good foundation. So when we start practicing those foundations in life, breath, connection with food and nature and water and loved ones and ourselves and our heart and our mind and all these incredible things that we are gifted, then we lay a solid foundation. So no matter what else the environments are bringing, we're no longer reacting. We're no longer hurting ourselves. We're building. We're building a shelter. We're building a shelter that will house our body and mind and spirit, and it will keep giving. Because your story is not spoken, it's felt. And that's your energy. Your energy is your story. Because it doesn't lie. When people see you, they connect to the energy. And you will see slowly. This is the actual exercise that we need to be doing. Of course, your body needs to be healthy and fit. But quite often when we go on those rigorous programs and we fail, even for a little bit, all the failure from your entire life come back, and then you become so harsh on yourself. Oh, we could be our worst critics. We're the worst. But when you have a solid foundation, when you come from love for yourself and everybody else, There's no more of that gunk inside. You can come from a place of happiness. You can come from a place of forgiveness. And this is the key. So in awakening, we work with awareness. Awareness of our bodies, awareness of our emotions. Awakening to our true purpose in life. So many people around COVID, I love that. As much as, we suffered so, we suffered deeply. COVID was a big suffering, but it was such a big awakening for so many people. That's why we're seeing an influx of retreats and classes and opportunities for people to connect and build communities and become the best versions of themselves. It's another term that has become so popular. But being the best version of yourself is not changing into something that a new paradigm is asking of you. No, that's counter-propaganda. Being the best version of yourself, only you know what that is. Only you. But how would you know if you haven't gone on a quest of discovery? For the ones of you that are familiar with the work of Joseph Campbell or have experienced myths and stories, either hero or heroine, you go on that adventure. We in life are called to crisis. Crisis comes at a moment when we are invited to transform, to be creative, to tap into that superpower. You know, all of these movies, I love pop culture. All of these superhero movies, why are they so popular? Because they're relatable. Do we all want to have superpowers? Maybe. Do we all have them? Yes. We have superpowers. And you have to awaken them. What is your origin story? In that origin story that we can discover together, you will discover your superpowers. Because there was an onset of your superpowers in early childhood, most likely. For most of us, there is. And somewhere in there, some crisis, some challenge, provided you with a shelter for that very moment. But is that shelter sustainable? Is it carrying you through life? Is it giving you that spiritual house? Is it giving you balance and confidence and health and love? Is it giving you purpose? If not, let's see if we can use some of those materials. I am truly inviting you to strip all of these expectations of your looks, of your career, of your family, gently. Let's do it gently. Nothing needs to be harsh and stark. So in January, let's awaken together. Let's awaken to your story. Let's find that superpower that is waiting to beam out of you. So we can serve others, so we can serve you, so it can bring you prosperity, so it can bring you all that you feel and think that you need. And you will be surprised what may come out. Quite often the things that we so desperately want to have, they evade us, they keep evading us. Why? Why I have been working so hard and it's not coming? Why I have been looking for love and it's not coming? Because you haven't told your story. You have to go into the world and tell your story, and that's not on Instagram. That is a story that touches every cell of you, and then it translates in a radiant light that others can feel. So this January, join me on this beautiful adventure of rediscovering your story, your true voice, finding a language that will resonate with the world in ways that you never imagined. Because through communication, holistic communications don't need words. They don't. They need a heart, and they need an awakened being to tell them. Much love from me. Happy New Year.